Okay, so we're going to be talking about low hanging fruit today, and what I mean by that is easy ways for teams to get better. Now, I say easy to do, maybe not always easy to implement because everything you do requires discipline. So if you think this is going to be I'm just going to do this one day and my whole team will be fixed, they'll probably look better that day, but if you want something to stick, you're going to have to do it consistently. So just to lay the ground rules here when it comes to improvement, if you're not doing if it's something you really want your team to get better at, if you're not doing it at least 3 times a week, you're 2 times a week you'll see improvement over time. 3 times a week, you'll really have it down and your team will know that it's important. Okay? So here's low hanging fruit. Here's things I see teams that are just bad at and that you can fix to make better. So, the first one is the intensity problem. If your team is mostly good at training and bad at turning it up, like when I say turn it up, going max effort, that means you have to go max effort more often at practice. And a lot of people will tell you, like, hey, train the base, this and that, which I get. And I think there is a certain point in training um, that you do need to have a broader training base and get some training volume under your belt, especially in the 13 and over. But I would argue this is more like when your athletes start becoming better. If you're in the USA, that's like A level type stuff. But intensity, like if your athletes aren't great at swimming fast, like you gotta swim fast. It sounds very simple, but here's how we do it. So I'll watch a coach say, "All right, we're gonna swim fast today. We're gonna do 100 fast for a group of inexperienced 11 and 12-year-olds," and I'm like, "That's not gonna work." Like if their best time is 106, let's say, at practice off the blocks, they're going to go like 114 maybe. And 8 seconds off your best time in 100 is not great. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call that near max effort. If they're within like 3 seconds, that's really, really good. But that in itself is a skill. So, what I would do there is instead of doing 100 fast, I would do like 225s or 425s on a minute and a half. And that sounds like a lot of rest. That sounds crazy. And maybe a little unnecessary amount of rest for that age group just because they recover so quickly. But if you really want to teach them how to go fast, what fast looks like, one, give them the space to do it. So make it shorter. Give them the ability to do it like something that's manageable. 100 is very unmanageable for a lot of kids. So there's that. Two, publish or put on the wall what is fast. You can tell your athletes will probably forget over time, but man, if you had a sheet of like what is fast, and you could do it in the same idea of the USA swimming time standards where it's like double A. You could do that for 25s. And I promise you, if you put that out, your swimmers will have a new perspective of fast. And that's what we want to do. We want to open their world to what fast is. A lot of times, this is why athletes who move up a group get better so much quicker because in the group they were before, there was like this ceiling of like, hey, nobody here is really faster than B level. Like, okay, we're gonna get faster as we go, of course, but like they didn't really see it. Like I'll never forget a group of kids will move up to my group to 13, 14s, high schoolers now, but when they were in 13, 14s, they get up to that group, and we had a kid on the team who could go like 24 at practice anytime, and which is not like crazy fast. Also in the bigger swimming world, but for a kid who just moved up to a group, they're 13 years old, their best time's like 29, and they just see somebody pop off a 24 at practice. It's like, and I look at them and I'm like, hey, this is what fast looks like. So telling your athletes what fast looks like is a big deal, and you have to do that on a regular basis. Next thing, low hanging fruit, easy way to get better. Underwater dolphin kicks. So there's 3 ways to do it. You can work on technique. You can work on the training element of it, or when I say training, I mean like the discipline, like 5 kicks every wall. Or there's the speed, like the actual speed element of it. So there's 3 ways to get better there. Technique, I do a lot of fish kicking, a lot of fly kicking on back, a lot of video work, that sort of thing. For discipline, this is the hardest one. This is the hardest and most important one because I have a lot of kids who are actually good at underwaters, but not all of them are good at the discipline. So what I do on the discipline level, you have 2 things. You can introduce a tool, and I think this is the easiest. Swim bridge buoys are a fantastic tool. You've probably seen me post about them on social media. It's a business owned by Jake Lucian. Great guy, great product. Anyways, swim bridge buoys. You stick them out on the ladder ropes, and the kids have to kick past them. I will tell you, the kids who have the idea of just getting past it instead of kicking past it, they're still going to do a bad job. For example, I have some 16-year-old boys who they hate them. Like when we pull the bridges out, now they're going to get past them, which is what I want, and they are getting that training effect for it. But man, sometimes these guys can push off the wall, glide, do one dolphin kick, and kind of glide past it. Did they really get better at underwaters there? I would say not really. But I have some other kids who are like four kicks to get past it, and they're really putting in the four kicks to go. So that's one. You introduce a tool. The other one for discipline is same thing, bite size. Like, hey, as a team, everybody's going to do six underwaters off the first wall, just the first wall every time. So it doesn't matter if we're doing 50s, 25s, 100s, 200s. First wall, six underwaters. So get a team effort, something that's manageable. See my bite size thing. But that's a great place to start. And you can go, and then we go from six on the first wall to four on the second. And then from there, whatever you can hold. But I promise you, the kids that buy in, they're going to get to that pretty quick. And then the last one is speed. And a great way with speed, with like I said before, call out times, give them a range of what is good. I tell like our really good athletes, like if you're not under 5.5 seconds to the 15-meter mark, like we're not at the point where this is going to be good in a meet yet, and a good meet at least, like a faster meet. So we give them ranges, right? We want our high schoolers to be under 5.5, middle schoolers 5.5 to 6.5. And these are just different ranges, but we created this whole like bronze, silver, gold metric system. And there's nothing magical about ours. It's just the fact that it's there to tell the kids what is good. That's what we want to do, right? That's what we want to do. What is good? Technique. So a great way to improve technique, like this is another low-hanging fruit, is video. Guys, if you're not using video work at your practice, you're missing out on the opportunity for athletes to get better. And I'll have people tell me like, we can't afford this video system, blah 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 blah. So look, I like the athlete system. I just got me a set, and I believe it's $7,000 for the system with the year membership, all that. That is expensive. I get that. I think most teams should be able to afford that. It's because it's a big deal. There's Poolside Live, which I think is a little less, but something similar like that. And then, but beyond that, like getting creative, you have an iPhone, and every iPhone has very high quality video that you can see outside of the water. And then you can throw that onto a TV for everybody to see. So, back to the equipment question. TVs are stupid cheap now, guys. I mean, I saw a 50-inch TV at Walmart the other day for $250. That's cheap for the size of that TV because you're going to get so many people are going to be able to see that. And you can get a smaller TV. You can get a 27-inch TV for $115 and just put up a little boom. Especially if you're like renting out your pool, you can just put this up on the pool deck, put it up on a cart. A 27-inch TV weighs like as much as a laptop nowadays. Like if you never carried a tube TV around, you got nothing on TVs. So if you're renting out a pool and you have to like bring your equipment and leave it, like you can't leave it at the pool, you're kind of bringing your stuff and leaving every day. A little 27-inch TV that you can just prop up. You get an Apple TV, which yeah, Apple TVs are like $100, but I'm sure there's another cheaper way to do it, either through Google Chrome or whatever it is. I'm just telling you, for under $200, you could get a great video setup to show your athletes. And if you're not using video, you're missing out. Yes, I think everybody should have an underwater camera system. I get it if you can't afford it, especially if you're like a really small club and the coach is footing the bill for a lot of stuff, which shout out to you guys coaches who's putting your heart and soul out there. But if you're a part of any decent sized club with like a structure in it, you should be able to afford that. And if not, I mean, my idea is like if you had 100 kids on the team, like put a one-time $10 fee on everybody because we're gonna buy this. This is really important to our team. And like boom, you got $10 fee wouldn't be enough for 100 people. That'd be $1,000. So that math wasn't good. You need $100 for it to be 10,000. But Either way, there's different ways to do it. You could do a fundraiser, something like that. I'm not here to give you ideas on raising funds, but I think an underwater video system. I will tell you, Athlete is the easiest one to use. So just a heads up. Poolside Live, you need like a Wi-Fi, be able to use a Wi-Fi. That's an added layer. Athlete creates its own Wi-Fi to connect to a device. So, uh, all right, that's enough. I had two product placements in this in this video, but I wouldn't talk about these things if I didn't think they really were great. And I am huge on easy and useful. So I hope the advice I gave you today helped you out in one of these two realms. You know, my goal here is to help you become better. I have a website, betterswimcoach.com. You have my Instagram, swimcoach Mike. A lot of different ways to get better. I sell workout packs. I sell courses. And my DMs are always open to questions. So I hope you have a great day. I hope this video helped you, and let's go be better coaches.